Welcome back to EFD, where today we're bringing you 10 British youngsters making waves on the continent. There's no Jadon Sancho in this list as we take a look at those on the up, not the ones already at the top. Let's get into it. 10. Jamal Musiala. Kicking off this list is Jamal Musiala, who despite being born in Germany to a Nigerian father and German mother, is a product of the English academy system. Still only 17 years old, the attacking midfielder is already a regular in the Bayern Munich matchday squad, just 18 months after leaving Chelsea's youth setup, where he had spent the previous 8 years. At the back end of last campaign, he became Bayern's youngest ever player at the age of 17 years and 115 days. Barely 3 months later, on the opening day of the 2020-21 season, Musiala scored the final goal in an 8-0 thrashing of Schalke, which saw him also take Roque Santa Cruz's crown as the club's youngest ever goalscorer, a record set back in 1999. Now also a Champions League starter for Germany's biggest club, Musiala gets regular game time off the bench, often featuring at either left wing or behind the striker, and has 2 goals to his name. He's also already netted his first goal for England's under-21s and can feature for the Young Lions until 2025, but he'll probably make the step up to the senior side before then. 9. Issa Suleiman. To Portugal now as we take a look at Issa Suleiman of Vitória de Guimarães. Born in Birmingham, the centre-back came through the youth system at Aston Villa, making just 3 cup appearances before moving on. And that move came in January 2020 when Vitória paid just £180,000 to take Suleiman to the Liga NOS, where after a brief acclimatisation period he is now a starter for a side that challenges for European places. In his 6 matches so far this campaign, the 22-year-old has put up 2.5 defensive actions a match, while completing 52 passes a game at a 91% completion rate, the 4th best percentage in the division. His side have conceded just 7 goals this campaign, and it shouldn't come as a surprise, with Suleiman captaining England from under-16s right through to the under-20s, including the under-19s Euro victory in 2017. And as it happens, the Three Lions' first ever British Asian captain at any level also holds the distinction of being the first player of Pakistani heritage to play in Portugal's top flight. Before we move on to our next young star, just a quick reminder to subscribe to Euro Football Daily and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. We put videos like this out every single day, so you really don't want to miss out. Anyway, let's move on. 8. George Cox. Closer to home now in what has traditionally been a stomping ground for British youngsters. George Cox initially made the move to the Netherlands last summer when Brighton loaned him to Fortuna Sittard, and he clearly made an impression as the Dutch club made the move permanent for just €50,000 this past July. And the left-back, who underwent heart surgery in 2018, has been one of the standout performers for the club, who sits 17th in the Eredivisie. The 22-year-old makes 4.5 tackles and interceptions every match and has yet to miss a game this campaign. Perhaps more remarkable though is his record at the other end of the pitch. Cox is currently Fortuna's second top goal scorer, finding the net 3 times, and in the goal he scored before the Eredivisie was postponed due to the pandemic, and he is the top scoring defender in the Dutch top flight in 2020. With that postponement also preventing Fortuna's potential relegation last season and the side having yet to win a game this campaign, don't be surprised to see Cox snapped up by a bigger club soon. 7. Bassala Sambou. Much like Musiala, Bassala Sambou was also born in Germany but moved to England as a 7-year-old, growing up in the English youth system. The former Coventry City Academy striker joined Everton as an 18-year-old back in 2016, but after no first-team action in 3 years moved to the continent, joining George Cox at Fortuna Sittard after rejecting a new deal on Merseyside. The 23-year-old has moved on again, now plying his trade for Randers FC in Denmark, and is getting his first taste of regular senior football. In his brief spell with the Horses so far, Sambou has found the net 4 times in little over 360 minutes, after contributing 25 goals in 60 matches for Everton's under-23s. Questions may be raised by the fact Sambou is only just experiencing first-team football at this age, and in Europe's 14th best league. But the fact Everton wanted to keep Sambou at the club, despite turning 23 in October, shows he remained highly regarded. Now he's finally getting the chance to show why. 6. Marcus Edwards. Back to Portugal and once again to Vitória, where Marcus Edwards has been amongst the league's most impressive players since making the move in 2019. In the 21-year-old's debut campaign, no one completed more dribbles than the former Tottenham Hotspur youngster, with 3.4 a match, contributing 12 goals as Vitória finished 7th. This came just 12 months after he topped the Eredivisie dribble charts with 3.3, slightly more than future Spurs man Steven Bergwijn managed with 3.2. Likened to Lionel Messi by his former boss Mauricio Pochettino and netting his first goal for the club against Arsenal in the Europa League, the attacking midfielder also put up 1.7 shots and 1.4 key passes each game last year. While his form has slipped slightly this season, Edwards remains a key player for his club, featuring in every match. Valued at £12 million just 18 months after moving on a free, it's a gamble that paid paid off for the Londoner, with rumours already linking him with a move back home. Clearly a decent breeding ground for young talent, former Chelsea youngster Jacob Maddox, who joined Vitoria in the summer of 2020, can also hope to impress this season. 5. Ike Ugbo. Heading to Belgium now, where Ike Ugbo turns out for Cercle Bruges. Still on the books at Chelsea, the 22-year-old striker has yet to make his debut for the club, and after his first 3 loan spells brought just 5 goals in 51 matches, it seemed a long shot. But last season, Ugbo averaged a goal almost every other game for Roda JC in the Dutch second tier, and is bettering that rate this campaign in the Jupiler Pro League. He's found the net 8 times in 13 matches, impressively converting a third of all his shots at this early stage of the season. The Green and Black have an option to buy the Chelsea prospect, who has also scored 7 goals in 20 matches for England's youth sides. Ugbo's contract in West London expires in 2022, and if he keeps up this hot streak on the continent, he will have a decent career ahead of him, even if it isn't at the bridge. 4. Noni Madueke. Back to the Eredivisie, where an England youth international is forcing his way into one of the biggest clubs in the country. 18-year-old Noni Madueke is another former Spurs player, although he cut ties with the North London club much earlier than Marcus Edwards, heading to the Netherlands when he was just 16. Now at PSV, choosing the Dutch Giants over Manchester United in 2018, it took just 12 months for the now 18-year-old to make his debut for young PSV, before his first appearance for the senior team in January 2020. A left footer able to play anywhere across the forward line with a preference to cut in from the right, Madueke has failed to miss a game in any competition so far this season. He has 5 goals and 5 assists across the Eredivisie and Europa League, despite making only 6 starts. Only Daniel Malin has more goal contributions for PSV this season, although no one comes close to Madueke's 66 minutes per involvement. It can't be long until he's a regular starter and attracting interest from bigger clubs. 3. Angel Gomes. A name that should be familiar to Premier League fans, Angel Gomes is a product of the Manchester United Academy, making his debut at Old Trafford in 2017 as a 16-year-old, in the process becoming the first player born in the 2000s to play in England's top flight. But after 3 years, he'd racked up just 9 more appearances and turned down a contract extension to find more regular game time. Signing for Lille, the 20-year-old was immediately loaned to Portugal's Boa Vista, where he has taken advantage of consistent game time. On his debut, Gomes bagged a hat-trick of assists, and his first goal 2 weeks later was a wonder strike from the inside of the centre circle. He would go on to score in 3 consecutive games for the Panthers and has so far racked up 7 goal contributions in just 7 league matches, despite his side languishing towards the bottom of the Liga NOS. Gomes said he wanted to leave Man United to find happiness in his football, something which he is achieving so far. 2. Ryan Gauld. We're certainly stretching the definition of youngster here with Ryan Gauld, who turns 25 today, but we had to include the player once referred to as the Scottish Messi. As an 18-year-old, he moved from Dundee United to Sporting in Portugal, where he would spend the next 5 years but make just 5 first-team appearances, instead starring for the B team. After loans to other Portuguese sides, Vitória de Setúbal, Aves and Firenze, as well as Hibernian back in Scotland, Gauld would rejoin second-tier Firenze on a free transfer in 2019. The attacking midfielder contributed 11 goals and won the Division Player of the Year as his new club were promoted, with his form not slowing down since despite the jump in quality. In 8 matches, Gauld has notched up 3 goals and 4 assists in the top flight, while managing a league-high 2.4 key passes a game, as well as 2.3 shots and 1.7 dribbles. And he pulls his weight defensively too, averaging 3 tackles and interceptions per 90 as Firenze battle to remain in the Liga NOS this season. 1. Jude Bellingham. The youngest player on this list, Jude Bellingham has also had the most impressive start to his career. Just 17 years old, the new Borussia Dortmund recruit has had a whirlwind 18 months as a pro. He became Birmingham City's youngest ever player at 16 years and 38 days, and less than a year later became the most expensive 17-year-old in history, following his £25 million move to Germany. Now a full England international as well, only Theo Walcott and Wayne Rooney have been younger debutants for the Three Lions. Bellingham is already a regular for BVB, having started 7 matches including 3 in the Champions League, making 14 appearances in total. With 3 assists to his name, Bellingham puts up a shot, a key pass and a dribble a match, as well as 2.5 defensive actions, all while completing 87% of his passes. A well-rounded midfielder already contributing at the highest level and showing to be good value for money, there's no doubt Dortmund have another star in the making. Maybe Birmingham were right to retire his number 22 shirt after all. So those were our 10 British youngsters killing it in Europe, but did we miss anyone out? Let us know in the comments below and we'll do our best to reply. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave it a like, and why not stick on EFD by clicking on screen right now. I can assure you it's another great video. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.